Goldman Sachs just dropped a report that broke the internet, and not for the reason you'd expect. 41% of Americans earning between $300,000 and $500,000 a year say they are living paycheck to paycheck. Not people earning $50,000, not people earning $100,000. People pulling in $500,000 every single year, still broke by the end of the month. That number should not make any sense, and yet here we are. This video is about the lifestyle creep trap, why a $500,000 salary still feels broke, and why it is not just happening to rich people. It is happening at every income level, including yours, in a way that is so slow and so automatic that most people never even see it coming. The lifestyle creep trap is not about being irresponsible with money. It is not about being bad at math. It is a psychological mechanism that activates the exact second your income goes up. And it quietly consumes every single dollar of every raise, every promotion, and every bonus before you ever get a chance to build real wealth. By the end of this video, you are going to understand exactly how this trap works, what it is costing you over the next 20 years, and the specific three-step system that breaks the cycle permanently, starting with your very next paycheck. Let me tell you about Jake. Jake is 26 years old, lives in Austin, Texas, works a standard 9-to-5 corporate job, and earns $55,000 a year. 2 years ago, Jake was proud of how he managed money. He drove a used Honda Civic, lived in a one-bedroom apartment with $850 a month rent, meal prepped on Sundays, and kept his spending tight. He was not rich, but he was building something. Then Jake got his first real raise, $12,000 more a year. His boss called it a well-deserved jump. Jake felt incredible. Here is what Jake told himself over the next 6 months. He told himself the Civic was getting old. He deserved something nicer. He leased a new car, $349 a month. He told himself the apartment was too small for someone at his level now. He moved to a 2-bedroom with a gym, $1,200 a month. He told himself he worked hard and deserved to eat well. The meal prep stopped. DoorDash and lunch spots replaced it. Another $300 a month, easy. By December, Jake sat down to check his savings account. He had fully expected to see it growing. He was making more than ever before. His savings had gone up by exactly $211 over the entire year. Jake did not spend recklessly. He did not buy anything outrageous. He simply let his lifestyle match his new income, the way almost every American instinctively does. And without realizing it, he had completely erased his raise before it ever had a chance to build anything. Here is the core thing nobody explains about lifestyle creep, and this is the analogy that is going to make the entire rest of this video click. Imagine you are on an escalator. Your income is one step above you, always moving up. Your lifestyle is your feet, and the second your income moves up one step, your lifestyle instinctively steps up to match it. The escalator keeps moving, your income keeps rising, but the gap between your income and your lifestyle never actually grows. You are always one step behind, always feeling like you almost have enough, always wondering where the money went. That is the lifestyle creep trap. Not a single dramatic mistake, just an escalator that never stops, and feet that always follow. And here is the data that makes this real. A Goldman Sachs retirement survey and insights report, based on over 5,100 Americans surveyed, found that 41% of households earning between $300,000 and $500,000 a year say they are living paycheck to paycheck. Goldman Sachs explicitly names lifestyle creep as the cause, calling it the phenomenon of luxuries becoming necessities to certain income groups. Here is the part that is genuinely wild. The group doing the best in that entire survey was not the highest earners. It was households earning between $200,000 and $300,000 a year, where only 16% reported living paycheck to paycheck. The people making more than twice that amount were 4 times more likely to be financially stressed. More income, more stress. That is the escalator in action. A second study backs this up from a completely different angle. Behavioral economists studying consumption patterns found that Americans increase their spending by an average of 90 cents for every new dollar they earn. 90 cents. That means the average person keeps only 10 cents of every raise they ever get. The rest gets absorbed by the escalator the moment the income lands. Why does this happen? Because the human brain is wired for social calibration. The second your income moves into a new bracket, your reference group shifts. The people you compare yourself to, the neighborhoods you notice, the cars that suddenly look normal to you. What felt like luxury at $55,000 a year genuinely starts to feel like the minimum at $150,000. This is not weakness, it is neuroscience. Now let's get into the actual math, because this is where the escalator shows you its full price tag. Let's go back to Jake's raise. $12,000 more per year. That is $1,000 a month of new income. Jake let his lifestyle consume 900 of those dollars. The car lease, the bigger apartment, the food upgrades. He kept $100. That feels like a small difference in the moment. Over time, it is not small at all. If Jake had redirected just 500 of those new dollars every month into a low-cost index fund, averaging 8% annual returns, instead of letting the escalator consume it, here is what would happen. In 5 years, that is $34,000 of real growing wealth. Not gone, not spent on a car that is already losing value. $34,000 building momentum. In 10 years, that is $91,000. That is a down payment on a house. That is options. That is the beginning of financial independence. In 20 years, that $500 a month becomes $294,000. Nearly $300,000 of generational wealth, built entirely from the raise Jake chose not to upgrade his lifestyle with. And remember, that is just one raise. Jake's salary kept going up. Every time the escalator moved and Jake let it consume the next step, the compounding loss multiplied. The true cost of lifestyle creep is not the car payment or the apartment upgrade. It is the $300,000 that silently disappears from your future every time you let the escalator take another step. That is the real price of feeling like you deserve a nicer life right now. If this is already making you rethink things, go ahead and smash that like button. It literally takes 1 second and helps more people find this information. So why do smart, hardworking people like Jake, and like you, keep stepping onto the escalator every single time? It comes down to a cognitive bias called hedonic adaptation. Behavioral economists define it as the documented human tendency to return to a baseline level of happiness, regardless of what happens to your income or possessions. In plain English, every upgrade feels incredible for about 3 months, and then it becomes your new normal. The new car stops feeling exciting. The bigger apartment stops feeling spacious. The nice restaurant stops feeling special. And your brain starts looking for the next step up. This is not a character flaw. It was documented in research as far back as 1978, when psychologists studied lottery winners and found they returned to their baseline happiness within a year of winning. The upgrade does not fix the feeling, it just resets the floor. And the companies that profit from your lifestyle know this better than you do. Every subscription tier has a premium option. Every car brand has a model one step above what you currently drive. Every apartment complex has a unit with the better view. These are not coincidences. They are designed escalator steps, placed exactly where your brain will naturally look for the next upgrade the moment your income allows it. The system is not broken. It is working exactly as the people who built it intended, feeding you one new step at a time, forever, while your real wealth never actually builds. But here is the part most people never find out, and it is the part that changes everything. The escalator has an off switch, and it is a lot simpler than you think. Breaking the lifestyle creep trap does not mean you can never upgrade anything. It means you build a system that captures your income growth before the escalator can automatically consume it. 3 steps, specific, actionable, starting with your next paycheck. Step 1, automate the gap before you feel the raise. The moment you receive a raise or a bonus, redirect a minimum of 50% of the new income into a separate investment account before it ever touches your checking account. Not 60 days later, not after you see how the month goes, immediately. If the money never lands in your spending account, the escalator never gets to count it as a step. Set the transfer on the same day your new pay rate starts. This is the single most effective lifestyle creep intervention behavioral economists have documented because it removes the decision entirely. Step 2, audit your recurring costs against your life 1 year ago. Open your bank statement right now and list every monthly recurring cost that did not exist or was lower 12 months ago. Subscriptions, rent increases, car payments, delivery apps. Add up the total. That number is your escalator tab. What lifestyle creep billed you over the last year without ever sending an invoice? For most Americans earning over $100,000 a year, this number lands somewhere between $800 and $2,000 per month of spending that silently appeared and never introduced itself. Step 3, set a lifestyle freeze for the next 90 days. Every raise you receive in the next 90 days stays frozen at your current lifestyle level. No new subscriptions, no apartment upgrades, no car changes. Give your brain 90 days to recalibrate, to stop treating the new income as available spending money. Research shows it takes roughly 60 to 90 days for a new financial baseline to feel normal. The freeze is not permanent. It is the window that determines whether the escalator steps up or wealth starts building. Jake did exactly this. When his next raise came, $8,000 more, he immediately automated $4,000 of it into an index fund. He kept his apartment. He kept the car he already had. He froze his lifestyle for 90 days. 6 months later, Jake had more in his investment account than he had managed to save in the previous 2 years combined. He did not feel deprived. He felt something he had not felt since before his first raise: actual financial control. You can do the exact same thing. The escalator does not have to keep moving. Your income was never the problem. The system that automatically converts every dollar you earn into a new lifestyle standard, that is the problem. And now you know exactly how it works, what it costs, and how to stop it. Real wealth is not built by earning more. It is built by refusing to let the escalator take another step. If you are serious about building real wealth and not just talking about it, subscribe to Growbit US. We drop videos every week that actually move the needle on your finances. Drop a comment below and tell me, have you ever noticed lifestyle creep in your own life? What was the first upgrade you made after a raise that you later regretted? I read every single one. And hey, if you know someone who needs to hear this, share this video with them right now. It might be the most valuable thing you send them all year. Growbit US, let's build this right.